only going to make things worse for everyone.
No. She chose to come. I didn't make the rules between you two.
You're fighting to change things.
For those who come after.
At this point, there's no doubt that Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is one of the best games of 2025, if not the best. The game made history by earning 11 Game Awards nominations and walking away with 9 wins, including Game of the Year. Now, some people don't care much about award shows, and honestly, that's fair. But winning 9 awards isn't something that happens by accident. I personally missed Expedition 33 when it first launched, but I finally played it after the 2025 Game Awards. So the big question is, did Expedition 33 truly deserve Game of the Year, or did it win simply because there wasn't enough competition? In this video, we're taking a deep dive into Clair Obscur Expedition 33, but keep this in mind, this isn't a typical review. I'm months late, so instead of repeating what everyone already said, I'll focus on details and perspective that many reviews overlooked. And of course, this video is completely spoiler-free, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Only Thing Gaming channel. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 was developed by roughly 30 developers with a relatively modest budget. It's a AA title from a studio with no previous releases. This is Sandfall Interactive's first game, and honestly, that alone makes what they achieved even more impressive. Despite being a debut project, Expedition 33 delivered a unique experience that blends multiple genres together. It combines JRPG foundations, French-inspired art and music, turn-based strategy, and real-time combat mechanics, all wrapped up around a dark, romantic, and deeply personal story. It's not just creative, it's confident. At the heart of Expedition 33 lies a haunting premise. Every year, a mysterious entity known as the Paintress paints a number. Anyone who reaches that age disappears, a process called the gommage, a French word that means scrub or erase. Expeditions go out each year to try and stop her. Expedition 33 is the latest group sent to stop her, fully aware that failure means extinction. The story masterfully balances mystery, beauty, sadness, and desperation. It doesn't rush to explain everything, instead it trusts the player to uncover the truth through dialogue, environmental storytelling, and character interactions. The narrative is clearly the cornerstone of this game. It feels like the story was written first, and everything else was built around it. Exploration, combat, cinematics, collectibles, even the soundtrack, everything serves the narrative. Each character is well written with genuine depth and meaningful backstories. Facial animations elevate emotional scenes and give the dialogue real weight, and they even included subtle references.
Oh well, that's because you're all cousins. Same, but different.
Same, but different.
What truly stands out is how the game tells its story using every possible tool. Song lyrics subtly foreshadow events, journals left behind by previous expeditions add emotional context, even gameplay systems like Pictos and Lumina are canon and directly connected to the narrative. Honestly, it's been a long time since I've seen a video game with storytelling this carefully constructed. I publish weekly gaming content on this channel. If you enjoyed this type of content, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below. Gameplay is another area where Expedition 33 truly shines. At first glance, you might think that a turn-based game doesn't need high-quality movement or exploration, but Expedition 33 proves the opposite. Outside of combat, characters control smoothly. They all move at the same speed, climb the same surfaces, and interact with the world in the same way, keeping exploration fluid and consistent. Switching characters with a single button is seamless, and each character has unique running animations. It might sound minor, but these details add a surprising amount of polish. Now let's talk about combat, because this is where Expedition 33 really excels. The game combines turn-based strategy with real-time mechanics, and the result is brilliant. You can free aim to target weak points, and when it's not your turn, you can parry or dodge enemy attacks with precise timing. Parrying is riskier but far more rewarding. When I first heard about parrying in a turn-based game, I assumed it would make combat too easy. That couldn't be further from the truth. Enemies have varied attack patterns, and mastering them takes real skill. Yes, you can learn every pattern and trivialize fights, but that's true for almost any skill-based game. The game features 6 playable characters, though only 3 can be used in battle at once. Each character has a completely different playstyle. For example, Gustav builds gauntlet power to unleash devastating overcharges. Lune manipulates elemental stains for magical combos. Mael revolves around stance management, with her virtuous stance dealing massive damage, and that's just scratching the surface. The progression system is really the backbone of the combat. The game inspires a lot from RPGs and Souls games. After leveling up, you can visit camps that are inspired by bonfires from Souls games to invest points in certain stats that different weapons can scale with. Also, each weapon has unique perks that unlock as you upgrade it. Skill trees allow for nearly endless synergies, especially early on. An example of this can be seen in early game stages with the fire synergy. By using Lune to put your opponent on fire, and then use Mael's Swift Stride to put her into virtuous stance, or Gustav's from fire to heal 20% of his health. But the standout system here is Pictos and Luminas. Pictos provide unique perks that can initially be equipped by only one character. After 4 battles, that Picto unlocks a Lumina, which can then be shared across the entire party for a cost. In other words, each Lumina has a certain point cost. Of course, you can upgrade Lumina points for each character by finding a resource called the Color of Lumina throughout the game. Managing Lumina sets is incredibly flexible. You can create your Lumina set, and I like the idea that you can save, update, equip, and manage your created sets all in one place. Sadly, I learned about this later into the game, so when I was trying different builds, I kind of struggled to create them. And speaking of trying different builds, respecking is also refreshingly generous. Recode items allow you to reset stats or skills, and unlike most RPGs, they're not painfully scarce, encouraging experimentation. The result is a combat system that's deep, flexible, and incredibly replayable without ever feeling overwhelming. Exploration in Expedition 33 deserves its own section because it's not just another part of gameplay. In Expedition 33, the exploration doesn't only connect some dots in the narrative, it's also a huge part of the game itself. The game constantly rewards curiosity, whether through weapons, lore, journals, or new pictos. Side quests feel meaningful and often expand the narrative. Some areas are designed for long-term exploration, like keys found early that unlock rewards much later. The mansion is the best example. Every room is locked at first, but each one connects to a location somewhere in the world. And what made the exploration special in Expedition 33 is the fact that it benefits from the combat system itself. When you get into a fight, outside that fight you're standing at the same place. You don't take the risk of falling off a cliff or lose your footing in the fight. And if you lose the fight, you get to simply restart. No falling off cliffs or frustrating backtracking. This made exploration a much more comfortable experience, as you don't have to worry about getting ambushed or backtracking to where you died. And if you get ambushed, the worst thing to happen to you is losing the first turn, because the attacker starts first. I actually used free aim shots to stun enemies, But later in the game, it won't matter because you get a picto that allows you to play first regardless, which made exploration even better. The game draws inspiration from Elden Ring and the modern God of War games. Most of the Metroidvania elements are inspired by God of War. The game even takes a step further and designs climbable areas with yellow paint just like God of War. Also, the P-Tunk is clearly inspired by the Scarab Beetle from Elden Ring, but you have to solve a small puzzle to drive them into a certain place before fighting them. The game also features a world map that you can easily traverse using SK. The game takes Metroidvania elements a step further. Even SK gains traversal abilities like swimming and flying, unlocking new regions on the world map. And if you're underleveled to visit them, the game will give you a warning. That said, platforming is the weakest part of the experience. It's limited, but when it appears, it feels clunky and occasionally frustrating. It feels forced, and we can argue that the game would actually be better off without it. But to be fair, platforming is limited to some gestural beaches in the game, and can be considered as a way to add a different challenge to the game. The sound design in Expedition 33 is nothing short of phenomenal. Voice acting is excellent across the board, especially Gustav and Mael.
If you're gonna give someone flowers, you should probably do it before they wither and die.
What, the flower? Or Sophie?
Ooh, dark. Sophie would approve.
Jennifer English absolutely deserved the Best Performance Award for portraying Mael. The soundtrack is a work of art. By now, most people have heard the main theme or Lumiere or Flying Waters or any one of the other masterpieces, but what truly sets this game apart is how sound design enhances both gameplay and storytelling even further. Song lyrics subtly hint at future events. Certain sound cues make timing parries a lot easier, to the point where it actually wasn't possible for me to parry some attacks without paying attention to the sound.
Ready to parry.
It's honestly rare in video games to see audio used this intentionally to elevate the entire experience. Visually, Expedition 33 offers incredible variety. Snowy landscapes, underwater environments, cities, and dreamlike vistas. The best moments come when stunning visuals blend with the soundtrack, creating unforgettable scenes. There are some drawbacks though. In some open areas you can experience obvious pop-in issues, and some areas are overly bright, which can really be annoying, especially after returning from the dark-themed menus of the game. When it comes to performance, the game is solid. I was actually surprised when I didn't see stuttering in an Unreal Engine 5 game, but here we are. I found that XeSS Ultra Quality Plus is the best upscaling option. Of course, the DLSS is not included in the comparison because I have an AMD card, but I ended up using TSR native with frame generation. I'll just leave you with the settings, the PC specs, and a few benchmarks. If you stuck through the whole benchmarks, you probably noticed the cutscenes are capped at 30 FPS. Other than that, performance was pretty solid for an Unreal Engine 5 game. Given everything we've discussed, there's no doubt that Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is a unique masterpiece. But does it deserve Game of the Year? Well, that depends on who you ask. If another game defined 2025 for you, that's completely valid. But since I asked this question in the beginning of this video, I'll just answer it for myself and I'd say yes. Expedition 33 deserved Game of the Year. Even though I played it late, Expedition 33 was the most memorable and emotionally impactful game I played in 2025. Yes, it benefited from limited competition, but its win was far from unearned. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.